Hello everybody, and here we again, and it's in DR2. After all those corrections, fixes, and everything I did so far, I was doing recordings, and it does a pretty terrific recordings, lots of high frequencies. As I told, I named it CD player. However, on some songs I mentioned that there is a bit of distortion on specifically on the right channel. That's where I decided to replace capacitors in pass-through to make sure that all capacitors will be fresh, new, up to date. So I had to buy a bunch of those. Like this is one of the sets, and I got more just to make sure that everything will be fine. It was like unpleasant surprise, but those are blue capacitors you see in the record amplifier, which needs to be replaced. So maybe those orange will go too, we'll see. And we'll do a bunch of testing to make sure it will be perfect. So far it's a very perfect due to low heads usage, and it's a recent model, so everything looks to be fine. We clean it up, so tape transport works seamlessly, no issues. I was able to fix the indicator levels, so it appears that it's non-linear and non-linear. And when 0 point is off, this means that all other points will be significantly off. Even like if 0 point off like by 1-2 decibels. So that's what the lesson I learned with this deck. Now it shows properly, plus 10 and minus 20 decibels. Everything is fine. So the last piece will be to replace capacitors. To do that, I had to unscrew balance and record volume potentiometers from here. I had to remove front panel to get to them, and then unscrew the board. That's it. Talk to you later when update will be complete. No, okay, and here I'm back. I completed the soldering, so I can turn off the soldering iron. The soldering and installation of capacitors. As you see, there is more green capacitors currently in the recording circuits, and more in the playback. I'm not sure why they decided not to install bipolar, even if there are a couple wars in the other circuits, but just before the output to the RCA jacks, they used these like blue capacitors, which are not hold very well over years. So you see, I replaced how many, like 4, 8, 12, 16 capacitors. That's all capacitors which sits on the audio pass. Like everything else is like non-electrolytic, like those small capacitors, or like not. This electrolytic are like mostly power supply things, and not affects our sound. So I will check if it will help. Cool. If not, so these orange guys are next candidates for replacement. But I don't have them, so I will have to order them. Thank you. See you soon. And now gets an interesting part, so I will be rotating it back, cutting off these pins, you see, which are currently sits on the board here, and then we'll solder using flux. And here we're back. So currently recording 15 kilohertz. You see how stable phase is on this Nakamichi. Looks pretty good. Here is the levels. Source, tape, 15 kilohertz. One more time. Source, tape, 15. Lissageur. So looks good. Going up. 16. 17, no change. 18, 19. It still like shows minus 20, no change. 20 decibel, 20 kilohertz on type 1 tape, 0 drop. 21 minus 1 decibel. Take a look yourself. It's type 1, TKD90. 21 kilohertz. Okay. Right channel is dropped on this tape. So this tape is used so many times. I will just rewind a little bit. Some pieces of this tape like were unstable. But just a few pieces. So let's be fair. Let's rewind for a while. Specifically, it was close to the end of this tape. Okay, somewhere here. Recording, play, face, source, tape, 21 kilohertz. Minus 1 decibel compared to the source. Even less, you see, so it's a drop in the circuits itself. Source, tape, source, tape. Wow. -22, minus 2 decibel. 23, minus 4. But it's still recording. Type 1, 23, 24. No jumps. 25. Yeah, it's minus 8 decibel compared to what we have. But it's still recording. Sounds good for type 1 tape. Really, I didn't expect that. See how flat it is. We can go from 1000, see? 1000, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, I didn't expect this. This is better than I expected, really, guys. And this is DR-2 with good heads. So, and I replaced capacitors. It did remove distortion and it added 2 decibels on the right channel. Imagine that, 2 decibels. So that's how capacitors may affect your recording tracks. So I replaced it all in the playback track. So this 4 to here and to here. This goes through Dolby and versus like bypassing Dolby. These 2 like for output. No, these 2 for output. These 2 I don't remember. Another 2 guys. These 2 I believe for Dolby for recording. These 2 for record amplifier. And these 4 for final cascades of the record amplifier. This orange guys appears to be still in the good shape, so I would replace him. And as you remember, I replaced 2 guys here on the playback amplifier earlier. So what else I mentioned that we get much better mid-range bass and like more mid-range itself. So that's a good sign. So now I will have like 3 upgraded decks which will perform like similarly with good mid-bass, mid-range and so on. So that's probably where you need to upgrade your decks to achieve the best performance, because this deck has been produced from 1992 to 1997, and same I had with like Sony K5. It was from 1994, I believe, till 2002, and another one, Sony 965. This one I upgraded. It was produced in Japan from 1995 till 2000, I So all decks upgraded this way with bipolar Nichicon Muse sound more lifelike. I pretty much like the changes in the sound. Sony had like a teeny voice before. Now it's solid. It's solid. It's on all range, and it records as best as it can. The only difference with Nakamichi can record more high frequencies after 15 kilohertz. Sometimes on some songs you can hear it, specifically where there's a lot of drums, bells, like that you can hear it. On all other songs, is barely audible. So, thank you for your attention. Come visit my channel over again.